appearing on your hands
Yeah,
and
no.
face. What's going on?
We're going to talk about the Watchmen movie. Okay, George, do you want to start off the movie?
The film. It's really hard for me to say this because I get for the first time in my life to be that guy who was like, the book is better than the movie. Meh. Because I hated it. I was terrible. Yeah. I didn't like it. Oh. I was a big fan of the book. It's my favorite book of all time. The film was feces, poo. Stop me before I get the shit.
Is this accurate? Is this accurate?
I didn't like it. I really didn't like it.
I got a message on Twitter. Watchmen without slow motion effects is a 20-minute movie. And so people really jumping off the bandwagon, so to speak. And so did you find, is that what
well,
was it special effects, or did they not give the story credit? Did they not do it justice?
There were amazing points in the film. I read the book before I went to the theater, and again, I was expecting everything in the world from it. Like this, if it wasn't great, Star Wars sucks. Like it was one of those things that I did. It's a movie worth seeing. As an Uber fan,
Poop. Garbage.
As an Uber fan,
was in there.
Go see it.
As an Uber fan, it failed me incredibly. It comes down to basically this one major scene where she's in there, she turns on the lights, she's in the owl ship.
Yes.
And in the book, she's got a cigarette, right? So she's floundering around the owl ship looking to light her cigarette. So she sees this dashboard lighter and she hits it and accidentally sets off the flamethrower, right? And this becomes this moment that begats excitement and they have sex and da-da-da. In the movie, she's not smoking. So she looks at a button, one's got lights on it, so she turns it on, the other one's got a missile. So she skips that one because she's not going to hit the missile button. Obviously. But the one next to it has a flame on it, and the actress almost looks into the camera and goes, meh, and then hits that button. And then the flamethrower, but she doesn't have a cigarette. She's not looking for fire. She already has light. She doesn't need missiles, but apparently she wants fire. Like, it doesn't make any sense. Just little things like that were just...
Yes.
But is it important for you to have it totally recreated? Because I've heard other
I don't care about totally recreated. The new ending, the this, the that, everything else was great.
Because I've heard complaints about other comic book movies where they just tried, like Sin City and the
League of Extraordinary Gentlemen?
Like, they tried to just recreate the scenes.
Oh,
and
I don't complain about that.
I don't want to see an exact recreation of the comic book. What I want to see is an intelligent representation. Because, honestly, Watchmen should have been what? Like
9 hours
5,
long.
9, 10 hours. Like, it should have been really... And they had to condense it, and they had to drop stuff. I get that. But it didn't have to be stupid.
Before you get to your... Because I know you're the biggest fan of Alan Moore and blah, blah, blah. I'd like to have my take on the movie. I haven't seen the movie like 3 times now. This is a spoiler alert. For the spoiler alerts for the viewers, the people that are here who haven't seen it. My favorite character... Like, why... My favorite character is the comedian. Why did they have to kill him off in the movie? When... I mean, did they need to do that? Was that necessary? Did they have to sell more tickets? I mean...
Pandering to the public, that's why. General audience, they have to dumb it down, right?
Okay.
No, I'm actually more critical of most... George, you're known to be less critical than others, we'll say.
Oh, this is the worst movie I've ever seen.
Like, you love Transformers.
I love Transformers.
I thought it was the work of the devil. I hated it, okay? But Watchmen, I went in expecting it to be crap, and I actually thought that it was pretty good. I was surprised. Now, you were talking about the slow motion thing. One thing that, I'll say the worst thing about this movie is it's one of those movies where it's 3 hours long, yet it feels, you're missing things, and it feels rushed. So it's like they had their 2 hours, 40 minutes, but they didn't use it wisely. You're right. For every scene in the movie, or in the comic where there's one punch, in the movie there's 10. There's slow motion. There's the whole first 10 minutes are not even in the comic. It's just fist fight, right?
But I get that.
Yeah. But the thing is, though, is that, let's put it this way. I can understand someone being a fan of the comic and not liking the movie. I can't understand someone having never read the comic and seeing the movie and not liking it because the story is still there. Yeah. The story is still great. So I can't see them walking away going, oh, that was just another comic book movie. I can't understand that
Would they be
at all.
disappointed by the book?
No. The story was still
Never,
there.
no one would
After
be,
that?
No one, yes. No.
The story was still there in the sense that the greatest thing I heard as a critique about the film was somebody said, I didn't get it.
Yeah.
And that was the best critique I heard, which was, you didn't get it. Like, the film was very straightforward. In fact, they actually even go out of their way to explain the interpretation of the comic by someone, and then they kind of, not that they dumbed it down, but they do go out of their way to make it very clear. And it is, in that sense, a great story. Mm-hmm. And unless you're a complete jerk like me and you want to be like really nitpicky about it, it's a really good movie.
The thing is, though, honestly, being a geek or a comic book geek or whatever you want to call it, how many movies that were adaptations of the comic that came out did we accept anyways? I mean, there was Catwoman,
That was crap.
Judge Dredd.
Crap.
Well,
But
all those films
Stop
had
me. Anybody stop me?
all those
No?
films had the same thing in common. There wasn't enough Blue Wang.
Exactly.
You didn't have enough.
Hot blue, hot blue.
Fellas, don't
I was
blame
more of
the
a
Wang.
pastel Blue Wang. But
The thing is I don't like people that make an excuse when they say, well, they had to make it crap so people would like it. I don't agree with that.
No.
They could have made it as good as they wanted to, and it would have even sold more tickets because the people that saw it, that liked it, would have told everybody, and they would have saw it, and fine, they got an intelligent movie that's making money. I don't think that, but what I do know is that if anybody else would have made it but Zack Snyder, it would have been a hell of a lot worse. Because I've heard about...
And it was good. It was good.
yeah,
I
like, I
liked
all
the
the
changes
things-
he made.
yeah.
I really did like
The
the
new
changes
ending is
he
better. I have to say the new ending is better. Can we
I-
spoil it?
I
You
just-
want me to tell you?
Yeah.
Okay. Instead of anyone who hasn't read...
Spoiler alerts on the bottom of the screen.
Instead of New York being destroyed by a giant alien octopus,
Yeah.
it's destroyed by simulated nuclear energy from Dr. Manhattan.
And it's not just New York. It's,
So
it's
other cities as well. So instead, the public is led to believe that Dr. Manhattan has
He's
attacked them.
responsible.
So it ties it all in. It simplifies everything. It uses an element from the earlier part of the story to make it all make a little bit more sense. But the ending is still the same.
The ending they came up with for this film was great.
It was great.
It was great. It was
And
great.
I also want to say the casting.
It wasn't better,
excellent.
but it was great.
Rorschach, excellent actor, eh? The guy who played Rorschach. Guy who played
Exactly.
Night Owl, perfect. The guy who played comedian, not so good. Silk Spectre, okay.
Well, like, as far as somebody who, if you haven't read the book, this is the thing. When's the last time you read the book before you saw the movie?
Like
About
4 months
V
ago.
for Vendetta.
About an hour before the movie.
Yeah.
Like, 'cause I read it.
I brought my book with me.
I read it. There was two weeks at least gap before I decided I better watch these trailers. And I was, if you were a purist, I think you'd be drawn to the film because the shots they showed were
Oh, directly from.
super
yeah.
flashbacks
Cinematically,
to the pages I had seen. I was like, watching these trailers, I was like, wow, this is going to be the comic book. How they're going to do this is amazing, and I'm excited to see it. Hearing you guys, I'm a little less enthusiastic.
You know when was the last time
But-
I did that? Was a movie called Ghost Rider. When I watched the trailer and I was like, this movie's gonna rock.
You know what's funny? Ghost Rider, not a bad movie.
It wasn't. I liked it.
Not bad.
I liked
Nicolas
it.
Cage.
Compared to...
On a really positive note for all the viewers at home and all the little kids that are up at midnight right now watching the show, let's be super friends. Let's be super friends. That's it. Come Lucier. That's it.
Thank you for coming out again. #1 music venue in Canada.